Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like the United States of America does not know how to negotiate anymore. It seems like for their diplomacy resumed to blackmail, threats, blackmail, and then regime change. And the last one, military intervention. These are the only tools that the United States has in its Secretary of State department. And believe me, it's like, I'm going to give you an analogy. I don't know how familiar you are with soccer or football, as we call it everywhere else on this planet outside of the United States. But there's was to be a great football player, and then he became the manager of Barcelona. His name was Johan Cruyff. He was a Dutch guy, very good, very good. So he had developed a way of playing soccer when he was a player. It was his trainer. Anyway, he developed it. He got it to perfection almost. So when he was the manager, the trainer of the coach of Barcelona, he said like this: he got very good attack, a player who would score goals. And asked about, hey, how about when he was facing a good team, how about your defense? What are you going to do against this team? What are you going to do? He said, well, I think I'm going to to score more goals than they will. So I'll be focusing on scoring, not on defending. So it seems like the United States forgot to develop something or to work on some skills because they don't need those skills. And why they don't need the skills? Because Soviet Union was eliminated and there was nobody in the world who can oppose the United States. China was small, nobody. So then they did not have to be diplomatic and negotiate and get people educated and with the ability and knowledge or the art of negotiations, like the art of the deal. Trump, right? Anyway, so they seems like they put it on the back seat and they got the muscle, and they started using threats, blackmail, regime change, military intervention. But it seems like it doesn't work anymore, at least with some countries, Russia, China, India, and certain countries it doesn't work that way anymore. They're big enough to you have to negotiate, but they're not ready to let go of that kind of attitude, which is, I'm going to punch you in the face if you don't do what I want. Well, if I punch you in the face, that guy has the ability to punch you in the balls, okay? Or kick you in the balls. Which one comes faster, okay? So that's a problem. I don't want to be kicked in the balls, so then I'm not going to punch you. I'm going to try Weasel's way. See, Ukraine. So let's go and see what's going on now in this little article. The problem is other countries did not forget to negotiate, did not forget how to make deals, how to be diplomatic, how to use diplomacy. Why? Because they didn't have this. It's like a lion versus a coyote or a hyena. Hyena is even strong, but I'm going to use a jackal. All right, on the savannah, you have the lion. The lion doesn't have to be sneaky. I'm just going to come and get it, running. Why? Because he's strong. Who's going to oppose him? The lion, the elephant, and the rhinoceros. And the hippopotamus, whatever. That's it. Anybody else is going to be running away. So therefore, he doesn't have to develop those skills. The same. A jackal cannot come on the savannah and say, I'm going to fuck you all up, man. It's going to be like, how do I steal that food from that guy? How do I attack that guy? How do I get that one? I mean, I'm not talking about little mice, just running around. Not that. So you develop a certain mentality, like the fox. That's why the fox is sneaky, because it doesn't have this. That's why the lion is not sneaky, because he's got this. So that's a nutshell. Now we have countries that are using negotiations, and they gain, favors. They negotiate. United States went to Saudi Arabia after it dictated and called. No, they used the same tactic, that shameful tactic of, calling people names. Bad dudes or not bad dudes. I mean, let me go back. Certain countries got strong that they do not accept to be the vassal state of the United States. In this case is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is not a democratic system, it's not a free society, it's not like these guys say that if Saudi Arabia would not have oil, these guys are just gonna, would have told them this and would cooperate with the United States, then you're gonna find out every day how they would like to change the regime over there. But because they cooperated, I give you this, you give me this, and we're good, I don't have to punch you in the face. But the problem is, after a while, they started using the same methods with Saudi Arabia, like with everybody else. Why? Because a guy, how do you call it, a media person, journalist, Khashoggi, that was killed by the Saudis in Turkey. And all of a sudden, everything is because of this guy, Mohammed bin Salman. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I mean, they in Saudi Arabia, they execute people very often for offenses and so on. I'm not trying to condone it or justify that. No, I'm just saying you knew who this guy is. You know what the regime is. And somehow that guy, like the cannabis girl in Russia, the basketball player, is the most important thing in the world. You're not going to talk to Russia about the Ukraine peace process or anything like that, negotiate, but you're going to negotiate with Russia for that woman. That woman, a basketball player. I don't care how good she is. She should be the greatest in the world. It's unimportant compared with what's going on in Ukraine. Unimportant. She committed the crime. She should stay in jail? What do you think? Or she just be slapped and brought back home and write a few books and become a billionaire? And be at Oprah on the couch, like what's his name, Tom Cruise, jump a little bit up. So anyway, let's go back here. So China, on the other hand, has diplomacy. And they're going to do some deals. They want to make some deals with Mr. bin Salman, which they are visiting one another right now. Look, and this is the old guy, is not the new guy. This is the old ruler, which is still there, the Saudi. But I'm just saying, there's over there, and they're going to make deals. What do you think is going to happen? United States lost the deals with Saudi Arabia, lost them, because they tried to use this and threats and name calling. And Saudi Arabia said, yeah, all right, call me, and I'm going to answer never. And that's exactly what happened. And then Biden came over there, sucked, what's his name, Salman's little lollipop, and still the Saudi said, ha, see, we embarrassed you even more. Now you go home and go and stay there. And now we got to try Venezuela now. They went to Maduro to suck his little candy, if you know what I mean. China got oil from Saudi at a discount price. United States, nope, the same freaking price. Why? Because you're friends and you can pay, right? So Xi Jinping is going to make deals. Why? Because he did not forget to negotiate and use diplomacy. The other guys, four things: threats, blackmail, regime change, and military intervention, not working with these guys as of now. They did the first two. Blackmail and threats, the first two they tried. Now is a regime change. We'll see if they're going to activate that. So Xi Jinping visits to Saudi Arabia, a double blow to the US. Obviously this article comes by the title from a Russian media outlet, which is Sputnik. So, expect this kind of language. But you are smart enough to, forget about it. Let's get the essence, which is these guys are meeting. That's what's important. The little things like, oh, double blow to he, that's, we don't care about that one, which it is. The current visit by Chinese President Xi Jinping to Saudi Arabia comes against the backdrop of presidential tensions between Beijing and Riyadh on one side and Washington on the other. On December 7, Chinese President Xi Jinping is visiting Saudi Arabia. So everything is calm on the Western Front, must be in China with protest. In a 3-day trip that comes at the invitation of Saudi Arabian King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. So the big guy, not the criminal, which, okay. I don't know, man. He was not indicted by a court. What do you want me to say? It's just that the CIA said, most likely he ordered it. Well, that's not an indictment and is not a conviction. You have to convict. If not convicted, I don't know what to tell you. And he says here that host of hefty deals, a Saudi news outlet reported earlier this week that an array of agreements, including those related to energy and infrastructure worth more than $29 billion. Let's make it 30. I mean, 29 billion or 30 billion on this guy's money is like some change for you, is expected to be signed during Xi Jinping's visit to Riyadh. According to the outlet, in addition to over 20 preliminary accords set to be inked on the sidelines of the Sino-Saudi summit, Beijing and Riyadh may also sign a document on strategic partnership as well as agree on a harmonization plan between the long-term programs of the two countries, including the Saudi program Vision 2030 and the Chinese initiative One Belt, One Road. Whew. All right, and these guys are interested in greener cannabis girl in the colony in Russia. That's their priority. And these guys make deals. That's good, huh? The summit between the Chinese president and the Saudi king will also be attended by Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the dude. As for the agenda of Xi trips to Saudi Arabia, it also includes the Arab Gulf Chinese Summit for Cooperation and Development and the Arab-China meeting with the leaders of the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, comprising Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Double impact on US and double impact. Ooh, that's not the Van Damme's movie. Wasn't it Double Impact? I think it was. Some experts believe that the Chinese president's visit to Saudi Arabia can be perceived as a double blow, that kind of blow, to the US, which is trying to dictate its term to the global energy market. The experts, argue that the visit can be touted as a landmark event that goes beyond the current situation with oil prices, because Xi will meet not only the leaders of Saudi Arabia but also senior officials from the Persian Gulf countries. They cut the line. Oh my God. According to some analysts, the very fact of these meetings is epoch-making and revolutionary, a sign they believe show that the new world order is becoming more real. That means from one pole to at least two poles. That's another thing that this signals. This is another thing. The experts added that Washington had long tried to prevent Xi's visit to Riyadh, but to no avail. According to them, the fact that the visit will take place reflects China's growing international clout. So, that's also the creation of the new pole here. That shows that China, having the market, needs oil, needs energy. These guys are not only Saudi Arabia. Did you see Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates? They are ready to cooperate with one highway, two freeways, something, one China policy, whatever. But they are on the same line, same page. We'll see what America will do. How some little, spontaneous protest will come in Riyadh and in all Saudi Arabia. I'm waiting for that. They try now with Iran. They try now with China. They tried with Kazakhstan and then Armenia, and other stuff over there. Now they're going to try with these guys. I'm waiting for that. Turkey, they will try, but they tried in 2016 and Erdogan, like Rambo. So we'll see. This is the second. You see, they being the second club, Russia, China, India, they try to get their own networks together, and they are connected in the back, not the ass, in the back. They are connected. So at one point when they're going to say, let's go, they're going to be showing pop, and everybody drags their connections together, and that's how the whole thing probably is going to occur. And it's going to be overnight. Like 2013, the Jackal Island. No, 2019, 1913, Jackal Island. Remember? I think it's New Jersey, off the coast of New Jersey, with those guys that met over there and took care of the Federal Reserve Bank in the middle of the night, and it was voted on the Christmas Day or something like this by whatever was available to say, yeah, man, let's do the National Bank, Federal Bank. So I think this guy's going to do the same way. While the Americans are all sleeping and all that, these guys are going to be like have a gathering and they want to sign some documents by the morning when Biden wakes up, or he's woken up. Hey, like more like poof, poof, you know, like he's gonna, whoa, what's going on? Well, it's the second clap. No, go back to bed. We're gonna take care of it. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Bad development for us. We liked it or not, if those guys do what they do over there, after all, they're gonna be our competitors. And if they succeed, that means we fail. It's not we both win. I don't think so. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong.